What's good? How y'all doing this evening? Welcome back to another episode of The Heavy Hitters. Tonight we are covering the game for the Houston Texans and the Atlanta Falcons this Sunday. All right, we got the whole panel with us. Of course, y'all know who I am. I am the Don. To my stage left is Senator Palpatine, Mad Mike.
Right.
All right. Below me, we have another member of the Heavy Hitters, Jew from Jew Talk Sports. What's good, man?
What's up, y'all?
All right. And we have three special guests on with us this evening. Two out of the third are from the same podcast. I'm going to let them talk about it, have them plug their information so y'all can go follow them. A1 Day 1 Texas and Brown Chubby Bear VT. Y'all go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'll let you go first, VT. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Brown Chubby Bear. You can find me on the Texans Fan Battle every Wednesday 8 p.m. and on Twitter at Brown Chubby Bear.
Yeah, and you can find me at A1 Day 1 Texans. My name is Matthew Briggs. You can find me on Wednesday nights and also on the AFC South Fan Battle brought to you by the Fan Battle Sports Network.
All right. And we have another special guest on with us right now, Ruben. How you doing, man? Plug your information. Let everybody know who you are.
What is going on? My name is Ruben. Just type in 713 Houston Sportcast in the search bar. H-Town till I drown, man. Let's get this thing going.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Now, we can talk about football, and we will talk about football this entire time. But can we all agree, Houston, Atlanta, can we all agree that we both are baseball towns?
No.
Why not?
Because the red, white, and blue is what sells here in Houston. You go back to the Oilers days. Everyone was wearing that baby blue until they went to the Tennessee Titans. I love me some Astros. I'm a diehard Astros fan. Been watching them since they lost 3 straight 100-game seasons
The
up until
Astros.
now. And
Well, I thought you were gonna say since she lost to the Braves. My bad. I'm sorry about that.
I'm
Yeah,
saying,
we
man,
were
you're
gonna
talking
get to
to
that.
the two-time.
Yeah.
You're talking to the two-time. I don't care what y'all gotta give me. Houston, regardless of the Astros' success, is a football town. Always will be.
Yes, sir.
All right. A1
But
Day.
but
What do you?
we do hope we see you Braves in the World Series so we can give you some payback. You know, some bittersweet.
It won't be no pay.
Houston.
It won't be no payback. It won't be no payback.
Hey, look what they said last year. Billy wanted us. Look what they got. Seattle wanted us. Look what they got. New York wanted. Like, hey, I'm telling you,
You guys are looking at a
out.
dynasty, man.
We're not, but we're not Philly. I just want to let y'all know that now. We're not Philly. So, but hey, I think both Houston and Atlanta, as far as baseball go, we're doing great things. The Houston Astros, y'all been solid since 2016, 17. Y'all won y'all World Series in 18, and then y'all won 17.
Yeah.
17.
And then y'all won one last year, and then we won in 21, and it looks like we should win this year. Hopefully, our bullpen can hold up. I'm just being a realist,
Mm-hmm.
But another question, and we'll get to football in a minute. Clubs.
Oh,
Who had
Magic
a better
City,
club?
let's go. Like, it's not even a question. It's not even a question. And I was just going to mention that, man. When you mention Atlanta and Houston, it's always a competition. It's who has the best music, who has the best food, who has the best clubs. Every time we're mentioning with Atlanta is these two being compared at the top of the top club, and I'm going to Atlanta, baby.
Oh yeah. Most out.
Exactly. I'm glad y'all said that. I've been in Houston like one time, and it was an unfortunate visit because I was there because of one of my family members that was like passing away. But I did, explore. Y'all have the restaurant Houston's down there. I think I ate there, and I'll say that Papados. We have a Papados over here in Atlanta too. So I heard Papados is real famous down there as well. So
Another food reference. You just can't go a show without food references. I don't know what it is, but this guy in food.
everybody.
I'm the same way, man.
That's
I'm
the
a
same
chef,
way.
so,
Yeah.
and plus I'm a fatty, so I love me some food. So
Me too, man. Me too. Hey, that's all we got to come is like to eat, so that's good. For everybody joining us in a live chat, appreciate y'all joining us. If y'all have any questions or whatever, please type them in and we'll get to them. Let's go ahead and start. I want y'all to talk about the 2023 Houston Texans. Let's start from when y'all hired y'all head coach DeMeco Ryans. We know, he was a former player of you guys. Y'all drafted him in 2006 out of University of Alabama. But go ahead and talk about how y'all process this all season all the way up to going into week 5.
Man, this is what you see in movies, right? A former player of the team coming back where it's at the bottom it's ever been and taking them to relevancy. DeMeco Ryans has already changed this franchise. I was able to go to every open training camp practice available to the public, and the lines from the metal detector all the way to the back of the gate from 5 a.m, fans were lining up. And it just goes to show you that this team is ready to take the next step, as well as this city. You see what DeMeco Ryans has done, right, in his press conference after the Steelers win. He said there is greatness in this room. And when you look at this Houston Texans team, no one was mentioning greatness in the beginning of this season. We are one of the most injured teams in the NFL, still are, and you are prevailing. You have a franchise quarterback. I don't want to call CJ Stroud a rookie anymore because he's playing like a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Everything is going up for the Houston Texans right now. You have to give credit to DeMeco Ryans. Also, our ownership, Hannah and Cal McNair, they got so much scrutiny over the past 2 years. Do they even care about this Houston Texans team? Yet they're grilling with burgers. They're talking to the fans. It is an exciting time to be a Houston Texan again.
yeah, no doubt. And also, draft day, it took a play out of the movie. He takes all the picks, and a lot of people were saying that's too much for Will Anderson, but basically you're trading up for CJ Stroud because that Will Anderson was the guy they wanted. But if you go number 3 for CJ Stroud, you're giving up way more.
Mm-hmm.
So they went CJ Stroud number 2, and they gave up lesser picks for Will Anderson. And dude, it was smart. I mean, so both of them are game changers on both sides of the field. You can tell by the Jaguars game and this game that just happened. Both make some big plays. So yes, DeMeco, like Ruben said, he's not just changing the team; he's changing the culture. Yes, Lovie Smith did a lot for us, but you can tell that DeMeco is already changing the culture. It's shown in their game, it's shown on the field, and it's shown in the stands. People are finally coming back and repping the H-Town like they should.
Yeah, I'll add to Ruben saying it's a movie. It's not just a movie; it's a Disney movie. The fact that we were at 3 and 4 wins the previous seasons, and now I'm gonna jinx it and say what the conversation has been going on, and saying that with the way that we've been looking recently, we look like we're in the hunt for potentially going into, dare I say, playoffs?
Say
playoffs?
it.
I'm
Say it.
saying motherfucking playoffs.
Nah, say it.
Whoa.
Look how big Senator's eyes got. Say it, man. We're going to the playoffs.
We're going to the playoffs, man. Listen, DeMeco Ryans and Bobby Slowick has a team full of backups playing elite level here. Look at the O-line. The O-line, most of the O-line besides Shaq Mason wouldn't be a starter on any of the teams out there. You had
We're on
Pittsburgh,
4th string players.
We're literally on 4th and 5th string backups. But the reason why it's working, and Matt says it all the time. Matt, shout it out.
Scheming fixes everything.
So Bobby Slowick has this team functioning on a high level. Why? Because he knows when he has to protect and use 8 people to protect him on a particular play. When he's expecting C.J. Stroud to get the ball out quick, D'Amico Ryans knows that he's banged up. He doesn't have his best run defender. Does not have Stingley. Didn't have Ward or Petrie until just recently, and we're still dominating. So, I mean, the coaching staff, you cannot diminish what this coaching staff has done. You can't diminish the players' drive to succeed for D'Amico Ryans and Bobby Sloan and C.J. Stroud. Let me just add real quick thing about C.J. Stroud. The way that we got C.J. Stroud is another thing about being in a Disney movie. We were supposed to get Bryce Young. That was the number 1 overall pick.
Dodge the bullet.
For it.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, y'all did.
We everyone got pissed off when we won the Colts game, and we fell into C.J. Stroud, and it was the best thing for this franchise. So, Ruben, I got you. Movie, yeah, it's a Disney Plus movie.
But and I saw Senator's eyes light up when I said scheming fixes everything. I mean, you had T.J. Watt, the greatest pass rusher in the league right now, and you hold him to 0 sacks like that right there. That's not because of the talent. The talent on the field had something to do with it, but it's because of the scheming. They took him away. They made him obsolete. He had one play, and that was blowing up the run, and that's about it. You didn't see nothing from T.J. Watt.
We talk about this on our end here in Atlanta about what's wrong with our team, and we talk about, well, the scheme is not the play calling, it's the scheme that we're running. The scheming is not, we're not scheming the right way to put our players in the best position to succeed for us to win games.
Right.
So when y'all said that, we've been talking about this for our team for a minute. But y'all actually scheming the right way, which is y'all seeing the results.
And I don't mean to cut you off, but that another thing to Ruben, like that's what D'Amico's done so well, and Nick Caserio, is that in the draft, everybody was scratching their head like, why are you getting Juice Scruggs? Why are you getting Tank Dell? Why are you getting Dylan Horton? You're getting guys to fit that scheme to get the best value out of them, and it's working. The proof is in the pudding. Tank Dell is an easy number 2 receiver behind Nico Collins, maybe a number 1. We don't know yet, but yeah, it's working. It's success, and I'm not jinxing. I'm not going to say it, but I'll let those 2 guys say that they're going to the playoffs.
I had to say it, man. I had to say it because when you're playing at this high a level, when you think that, listen, my projections for C.J. Stroud, who, by the way, that's who I wanted them to draft outside of I wanted AR or CJ. I did not like Bryce Young, but even though knowing that I wanted CJ Stroud, my predictions for him was pretty mid, right? I was expecting him to have a basic normal rookie year. 3,400 yards. 3,400 yards, around 20 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. The dude is on pace to throw for more than 5,000 yards, way more than I thought he could. Hasn't thrown an interception, functioning on a high level to the point where he's seeing reads and making throws that vets that are 4 or 5, damn near 11 years in the league aren't making. You know, there's something special about this team right now, and everyone is seeing it. Whether I don't care if you're on Good Morning Football, ESPN's Get Up, they all shit on us, right? And now all they're saying, Houston Texans are somebody right now. And yeah, I'm saying it again, playoffs, bro, playoffs.
Hey, Jew, let me let Jew talk.
Yeah, go ahead. You got a question, dude?
So Jew, yeah. So he brought up CJ. They've all been talking about CJ Stroud. Let me ask you this question: who you think the better quarterback right now, CJ Stroud or Justin Fields?
See, oh my God, what?
Really?
Hold on. We gonna ask this question.
You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised.
Just hold on.
I'm better than Justin Fields, Doc. Put me back here. I'm swinging this mug, bro. I'm swinging it.
All right, Jew, what you think, man?
I mean, it's easy. It's easily C.J. Stroud. I really thought that the Panthers should have took him number 1. I was saying that it was an unpopular opinion, but I just seen that Stroud has the build. When I watched him against Georgia in the college football playoffs, I was like, yeah, that dude,
That's
I
what I
know,
want him to.
I know Ohio State quarterbacks usually don't pan out, but
They don't.
there's always an exception to the rule. And this guy looks like he's that exception to the rule. Like he just seems like he's unfazed as they're talking about. Just looking at his highlights and things of that nature, I'm like, yeah, this kid, he's just poised. He's very poised. He never gets too high, never gets too low, never looks rattled. For him to be a rookie, just watching him play, you wouldn't tell that he's a rookie just by the way that he plays. But like I said, I seen it with him against Georgia. We know that Georgia is damn near a NFL defense. Let's just be like all.
Yeah, it's called the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much, they got everybody from Georgia. So like that whole Georgia defense was full of first round NFL talent. And for CJ Stroud to pretty much play them down to the wire early on in that game before Marvin Harrison got injured in that game. So he showed me a lot in that game just by he wasn't rattled. And I know, because I'm an Auburn fan and because I watch a lot of SEC football, I know that Georgia is like a dang near NFL defense. And for him to be picking them apart the way that he was, I just felt like he would be the better NFL prospect. Personally, when it comes to quarterbacks, I know they talk about size and guys being tall, short. To me, I just don't believe in smaller quarterbacks. We've seen it with Kyler Murray, injury. And like I said, I compared Bryce Young to Kyler Murray coming out because to me, Kyler Murray is a better athlete. He's a lot faster. He has a stronger arm. And I felt like if he's getting injured, and if he's been injured pretty much every freaking season since he's been in the league. So I just felt like Bryce Young was not going to be able to hold up. I think he has it from the neck up as far as Bryce Young. Like he's smart, but it's in the NFL, these are elite athletes. Like, yeah, you played at Alabama behind one of the best offensive lines. You had all of those receivers and things of that nature. But to me, I didn't know if he would hold up. And that's my biggest reservation when it comes to Bryce Young. Is he going to be able to hold up?
On top of that, Jude, the thing with CJ Stroud versus Bryce Young is the thing is I saw something special in CJ. The thing that I like is CJ, it wasn't necessarily the poise in the pocket, even his ability, his size. Like he is an elite thrower with those boundary throws. He can make those difficult throws, and not every quarterback can do that. When I look at Bryce Young, I just don't see anything special about him except for his awareness. His ability to see a defense and make the right throw, yes, but the physicality part, he's not fast. He's not big. He doesn't have a big arm. He's not very accurate. It's like it's nothing special about Bryce. So I was surprised he even went top 10. I don't think he's a first round pick. That's just me. I never thought that he was a first round pick.
Like it.
Again, if I am wrong, somebody tell me anything about his entire career that said, wow, this guy is a super athlete.
No, you're right. And like y'all said earlier, we dodged the bullet not getting Bryce Young. Actually, y'all dodged the bullet for the Panthers not getting him. Because y'all can be playing CJ Stroud twice a year and be getting smoked. So, I mean, y'all are lucky the Panthers got Bryce Young instead of CJ.
Let me tell you, man. Frank Wright, all he was going to do with a CJ Stroud was going to get him injured. Like his quarterbacks, he does not have he doesn't have a good track record with quarterbacks. Like you had veterans on your team up there in Indianapolis, and like they didn't really pan out like that. Yeah, you got a playoff appearance with Phillip Rivers, but what about I forgot the dude's name that they got Carson Wentz and Matt Ryan. Like you telling me you couldn't win anything with those guys? Especially Matt Ryan.
In his defense, Carson Wentz actually played fairly well throughout the season. He had a collapse towards the end of the season. I mean, they actually were on their way to going on that playoff run. So I can't throw a lot of shade there because Carson Wentz suffers from what I call the Kirk Cousins disease. He's fantastic in the regular season. He looks like an amazing quarterback, always in the top 10 categories on passing yards and stuff like that. But then you have the games where he makes the stupid decisions like he did last year. He on the last play of the year, he throws a check down instead of trying to make a big play to actually extend it and actually win the playoffs. That's the Kirk Cousins disease, and Carson Wentz does the opposite, where he tries to make too big of a play instead of just going for the first down. So, those are the issues with those quarterbacks. So, I mean, I'm not going to blame Frank Reich for Carson Wentz because honestly, Carson Wentz was pretty successful for the most part in Indy.
Yeah. Man, I raised the question earlier to Jew because there was somebody today on that platform that said that, well, the Falcons should make a trade for Justin Fields. And Fields will play better with the Bijan Robinson and the Falcons offense. So
Don't do that, guys.
We're not, man. Look, I'm going to be honest with you, man. As a Falcons fan and creating content for the Falcons for the past several years, ever since 2021, early 2021, that's all we've been hearing. Justin Fields. And, like, the man literally got drafted by the Bears, and people continue to still talk about this man, again, finding a way to bring him to Atlanta.
In all honesty, we talked about Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud, which was a great quarterback class so far. But I honestly think next year's quarterback class is going to be better. I mean, you got Caleb Williams, which I think y'all should just tank and go get. That'd be the smartest move y'all did. And you got Drake May, Quinn Ewers. Like, you got some great talent coming out of the quarterback class next year. I think the Falcons should display.
No, they got Desmond Ritter, man. That's their guy.
Right.
That's their guy.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm glad that's the guy next week, but yeah,
we just gotta give him time to develop, man. We only played like 8 games, but yeah, the only thing I don't like about C.J. Stroud, the only knock I have against him is he went to Ohio State because I'm a Michigan fan.
okay.
So am I, but so what?
Jew brought up a point earlier. He talked about how C.J. Stroud looks poised right now. Well, that was something that no one expected him to be. They said you have the best offensive line in college. You have the best wide receiving core in college. When you get to the NFL, you are going to struggle. And by God, you're without 4 of your 5 starting offensive linemen. You just put up 306 yards, 2 tutties over the Pittsburgh Steelers. When this team gets healthy, the Texans are going to be dangerous.
Yeah, and BT says it all the time on the podcast. In college, when he's being pressured, his completed percentage goes down, his yardage goes down. In the NFL, it's completely 180. It's above 60%. Like, the dude is making plays, being pressured. All those knacks on coming out of college, he's proved wrong. So
yeah, I mean, I really do think that Ryan Day honestly held him back because he can do a lot more. And obviously he's showing it now. But yeah, it's true. In college, his completion percentage dropped from 70% to 40% when he's pressured. And now he's actually performing better under pressure. Why? Because I do think, obviously, C.J. Stroud is him, but I'm not going to minimize the coaching staff, particularly Bobby Slowick, Jared Johnson. They're teaching him the right things, to get the ball out fast, make the right reads. And if you look at his development, you can see in the play calling and the scheming what they did. In the beginning, what they did is during blitzes, they would basically cut off half the field, right? So they would put both of his reads on the line of vision. So his 1 and 2, his high low is right there. He can quickly make the read. Now he's playing. It's almost like the full playbook is open. I know it's not. I'm just saying it looks like that because he's going through all 4 of his reads. And so they're no longer cutting off half the field. So every week they introduce new concepts. They expand what they're asking him to do, and he's accepting the challenge and really meeting that challenge every single week. And what I like about the development is I always thought that C.J. Stroud would throw like this, but I would figure that would be year 3. If he's doing this in year 4, what are we going to see in year 3? Like, I mean, there is still so much more development left for this guy. He hasn't reached his ceiling yet. So the interesting thing is, what is his ceiling if he's performing like this now? That's exciting to me. And yeah, Matt, you said, and Ruben, both you said it's exciting to be a Texans fan. I haven't felt like this, honestly, I can't even remember. 2019, I was excited because, we had that long win streak. But I don't think I felt like this for
2011 is probably the last time. Yeah, 2011 is probably the last time.
Last time I felt this excited is when Deshaun had that amazing game against the Seattle Seahawks. I felt like I have my quarterback, but I just didn't trust the head coach. Now I got my quarterback. Now I got my head coach. And what's great is that CJ Stroud, he understands what this team means for the city of Houston. He says, we are working our tails off every day so that you could be proud whenever you wear the red, white, and blue. Houston right now is falling in love with CJ Stroud.
Yeah, and he's battle tested. And I'll go piggyback off of what Ruben said about D'Amico. He's been saying this whole time, all we got to do is be 1% better each day. And it's proven that CJ Stroud is taking that to heart. Every day he's 1% better. When he makes a mistake in practice or in a game, he doesn't make that same mistake. Coach has been saying that since day one. And there's a comment in there in the comment saying, is CJ Stroud him? I believe he is.
Timothy.
Yes.
All right. So the thing, Bobby, y'all brought up Bobby Sloyd, and that's the thing. He came from San Francisco, that offense with Kyle Shanahan, and much of us here in Atlanta hate Kyle Shanahan. But
yeah, he's a piece of shit. Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
He is, but the thing is, you got to get credit where credit. He's great at scheming. Yeah. And that's what y'all have there in Houston. Like, he's scheming ways for you guys, for CJ Stroud and y'all offense to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got to give credit to his dad, right? Like, Mike Shanahan is a coach groomer. He groomed Sean McVay, LaFleur, his son. Bobby Slug was the defensive assistant down there in Washington. Like, he
Kevin O'Connell, I believe, came from there as
You're
well.
not allowed to say that Mike Shanahan is the reason why Shanahan. You're not allowed to say that type of stuff. At least I thought so, especially with Atlanta Falcons fans. I mean, we're not allowed to bring up Mike Shanahan. He doesn't exist when they come down to Chicago.
The Shanahan family have screwed us 2 times in Super Bowls. So.
I actually have a question for the Texas fans. Look, we see. I'm a little controversial. I like to stir the pot a little bit.
So spicy Cheetos, I get it. All right, go ahead.
So I'm gonna stir the pot a little bit. All right. So I have to say this. All right, Falcons fans would never forgive me if I did not say this. So, what's up with your boy, man? What's up with your boy, the quarterback, the former quarterback? We've heard rumors as to why certain things happen in the organization, as far as those rubbing on the thighs of those therapists. So what's the truth behind everything? Now we've heard from journalists, we've heard from the ESPNs, the Fox of the world. What's the word around the fan base? The truth behind that?
The truth is he was a dirty fuck. I mean, seriously, I'm sorry, I just gotta say.
No, go ahead.
He's a dirty fuck that literally asked women to stick their fingers up his butt. That's literally what he did. He was accused of a lot more, and I think of many of those things, if not all of them, were true. He got away with it because it's very hard to prove sexual assault. Like, if you want to get to the down and dirty of it, 97% of sexual cases do not result in a conviction because it's a he or she said situation. There's never any concrete evidence. And typically they try to tear up the women in such a way where they don't even want to bring any more evidence, even if there is. So typically sexual assault cases go without any sort of conviction. He was a dirty, dirty dude. He was a pervert. He treated these women like shit. And the NFL, particularly the Browns, rewarded him for that. As far as any sort of role that the organization, the Houston Texans, played, they did not play a role. So the NFL said that they didn't. Busby said that they didn't. The women have said that the organization didn't. What Busby and the women said is that the organization should have known. Not that they did know, but they should have known. Now, is that something that they should have known? Should they have investigated? That's possible. Maybe they should have looked into their star quarterback and saying, what's going on with him. But the reality is when people read the headlines of the news articles of the New York Times saying that Texans organization paid for hotels by Deshaun Watson, realizes we were in the middle of COVID. And we paid for players to be able to work out. There was a country club that he's a part of. And I don't know if any of you have ever been to a country club, but when I lived in Connecticut, I was. And you can't be younger than 25 and be a part of a country club. So what the Texans is they purchased his country club membership. That country club, like Four Seasons, has a hotel attached to it. So he used to work out there and then used to use the hotel facilities.
Well, the Texans did that for the whole team. It's not just for Deshaun.
Not for the whole team. They did it for certain people. I won't say they did it for the whole team. They did it for certain executives and certain players. It wasn't just Deshaun Watson. But the thing is that he abused that privilege by he was supposed to use that hotel room to get actual massages after his workout, right? Use the gym, then go get a massage. What he was doing was finding women on Instagram and so forth, thinking that they were essentially prostitutes, and trying to force them into doing things that they did not want to do, right? The legal papers out there, anyone can go to scrib.com and read the actual complaints. I read 21 of them. What I can say is they all have the same pattern, and that's not. Some people say, "Oh, it's a conspiracy against them." The reason why it forms the same pattern is because when you have cases like this, the perpetrator usually has the same MO, does the same thing over and over. Why? Because they're not getting caught. If you're not getting caught, why change up? And that's why it looks the same. So at the end of the day, the organization didn't do anything in order to facilitate this. Some of the things that, again, you might heard about the NDA. Oh, they gave them NDAs. Most organizations give their athletes NDAs for outside sources when they're using massage therapists that they don't have. So our organization hired a third-party massage group. The company that he was supposed to only use them, but during COVID, he was using other massage therapists. And so what happened was one of those massage therapists had an incident with Deshaun Watson, threatened him on Instagram, posted his phone number. And so the attorney for the Houston Texans said, hey, make sure you do this because we don't want the massage therapist promoting your phone number and personal information and where you live on Instagram. They didn't know that what he did. They just know that this woman said that she was going to get you for something and posted her phone number. And so those are the actual facts. Now, he's a dirty fucker. The Browns got him. Thank God we don't have to worry about it. We got a quarterback that actually believes in God, just doesn't say it, actually believes in the word of Christ, plays football like he should be playing football, cares about his teammates, cares about the city, cares about the fans. Fuck Deshaun Watson, he can go to hell.
Right. I apologize for that, fellas, but like I said, Falcons, we were in the hunt for Deshaun Watson, so they say, and Falcons fans, I wanted Falcons fans to really understand what we were potentially getting ourselves in. K-Star, you got anything?
Hey man, my apologies, y'all, man. You know, good Lord,
I mean, he also
man.
quit on us, man. It's not just all that stuff going on. It was he signed a contract and he sat in front of the city of Houston and cried and said, I want to be legendary. I want this city to be legendary.
I remember that.
6 months later, you ask for a trade. Get the hell out of here, dude. Get the hell out of here.
Go ahead, Ruben. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just feel like if Deshaun Watson would have been, communicating with the Houston Texans about this, maybe the whole situation plays out a different way. But he thought he was hot shit, and like V said, F him, man.
And everybody wants to say that all this came to light when he requested a trade. That's not true. It's definitely not true. It's just happening at the right time, at the right time to make it look that way. But yeah, I agree with Ruben. He's a horrible human being because he had a restaurant called, what was it called, Ruben? Lefties, right?
Lefties.
Yes. Yeah. He had a restaurant called Lefties. It was a Philly cheesesteak place, and he quit paying rent and didn't tell nobody there. So when people who use that for supporting their family go to work that day, there was a letter on the note saying it's been evicted, no longer, no sign, no nothing. Didn't tell them nothing. So they had no way to support their family because that man couldn't pay bills because he's out there spending money to keep these women quiet because he's a pervert. He's just a horrible human being. And I'm glad he's sucking. Man. Yeah, I'm glad he's sucking in Cleveland. So
yeah, we also dodged that bullet here in Atlanta too. tried to say, well, we need to pay him whatever we want for what he's not going to play for a whole year. So who's going to play quarterback? Like some Falcons fans do not make sense at all, man. And also, I want to tell y'all this too. Bill O'Brien left y'all in a messed up situation.
Oh man, you got to bring up the devil.
Yeah,
Huh?
You try to play God, man. You know, you're the head coach, the offensive coordinator, the general manager. You were damn near the owner of the team, and then you had Jack Easterby ruining the franchise. Within, from what I've heard, he had people followed when there was some stuff going on. And it was a bad situation in Houston, man. And to go through what we went through, also only winning 7 games in 2 years, to being where you are right now, I mean, I feel like I earned to see this team balling out right now.
Exactly, 110%.
Hey, I'm about to say, what's going on, fellas, man? Hey, I want to give a shout out to everybody that's in here right now. Like you said, we appreciate everything going on. But I got a couple questions I want to say. Also, I want to give a shout out to Andrew Beck. I like to see fullbacks making plays.
Hey, hey, listen. I mean, you know, we're slamming, you know, and we're watching the play. Drops the punt, everyone stands up. We're like, oh my God, they're gonna get the ball. Jags picks it up, breaks a tackle. Everyone starts screaming. Our beers go everywhere. I have a big old dog named Odie, and he's on the floor just going ham, trying to lick everything up. He ends up getting lit as the game ended. But you don't see that. And here's the thing that makes it more special. That usually happens against the Houston Texans. We're not used to seeing big time plays like that happen for us.
Y'all got the right coach. Y'all got a Pro Bowl, a former Pro Bowl linebacker as y'all head coach.
Rookie defensive player of the year.
Right.
Well, I got to tell you, shout out to Frank Ross on special teams too, because he's the one that's also facilitating a lot of that talent. So coaches overall are doing a great job. Like I said before, OC Bobby Slowick, D'Amico Ryans, Gerard Johnson, Frank Ross, every one of them. Matt Burke. I mean, even though he's not calling the defensive plays, he's coaching up these guys, we're seeing it. We're seeing the progress every week. You can see like week 1, week 2 that Henry To'oTo'o and Christian Harris weren't at their strongest games, missing tackles left and right, sometimes not knowing what to do. All of a sudden, last week, they're making plays. Christian Harris, shout out to him. He's a lead tackler. This is the first time in a long time we had a linebacker be the lead tackles, not a DB. So, you know, the front seven is getting stronger while we're missing our Mike. Henry To'oTo'o did a great job setting everything that he needs to set, being the green dot. We are seeing progress from our young rookies and second-year players. We're seeing progress from our quarterback, from a rookie OC and rookie head coach. I mean, the progress that we're seeing week to week is phenomenal. There's no way I could be any more impressed, but I'm sure I'm going to be impressed this week when we kick your ass.
Oh, damn.
We'll see about that now.
I do gotta say, I gotta give a shout out to the Falcons. Thank you for taking. Ruben can agree with me. There's one team I hate more than anything, and that's the Tennessee Titans for what Bud Adams did to the city of Houston.
Wow!
So thank you for taking Arthur Smith. Ever since Arthur Smith left Tennessee, they've been dog shit. So thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Hey, we tried to tell them Arthur is a damn good coach, man. But Falcons fans, they are so impatient with everything. Jude, you got a question you want to ask for the guys?
Hello.
Oh yeah, you're on mute, Greg.
Mute.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And I got a couple questions, but I guess I'll just ask this question. We usually say this for later, but who is your favorite Houston Texan, Houston Oilers? I know y'all seem like y'all all are lifers.
Let's do both. Let's do favorite Houston Texans and favorite Houston Oilers. Let's do both.
I'll start off. The favorite Oiler is the Tyler Rose, Earl Campbell. The dude was. I mean, I seen a video on him. They asked him, "I never seen you be tackled by one person alone. Why is that?" He said, "It looks girly." Like the dude's thighs were the size of me. He made me fall in love with football. The way he ran angry. He was the Derrick Henry before Derrick Henry's. So yeah, it got to be my man Earl Campbell, and my favorite Texans got to be Andre Johnson. I mean, the dude was.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Matt Shaw. Well, my mom's son.
There's somebody that is a Matt Shaw fan.
Oh, okay.
But my boy Andre. Just imagine he was doing that stuff with Matt Shaw, Case Keenum, Brandon Whedon. Just imagine you have somebody like Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Tom Brady. The dude would be breaking records left and right. I don't think he gets the love he deserves. He should be in the Hall of Fame by now. But oh well.
All right, next person.
Yeah,
Ruben, I think you're on mute, Ruben. You're sitting.
Oh my God.
Hey, it happens, man.
I'm gonna go Earl Campbell just as Matt. I mean, you saw this dude jersey pop off when he tried to get tackled. Also, Dan Pastorini deserves some love. You're talking about a tough SOB. I think he had to have his own rib cage made, so that he could protect them a little bit. But you're talking about Houston Oilers, man. Love you, Blue, here in Houston. Favorite player I have to agree, Andre Johnson. I'm a kid in middle school, and I'm looking at this guy just make plays. He's dropping my jaw, and Andre Johnson to me made me fall in love with the game of football. My first ever game I went to, Andre Johnson had 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. We ended up losing that game, but just
Jaguars,
to see it was against the Colts Sunday night, the Case Keenum game, and just to see a player like him with no quarterback, man. And that's the thing that's always surrounding Andre Johnson. If you have given him a quarterback, how dangerous could he have been? I always get it compared to Calvin Johnson, getting compared, with Des Bryant. Andre was him. Andre was Optimus Prime, and miss him.
And he beat down Cortland Finnegan. Like, you couldn't ask
beat the shit out of him, dude. Yeah. You're talking about a dude who never argues, is not a talker. He leads by example. Cortland Finnegan must have said something to get his ass beat, but that's why I hate the Titans.
I mean, you can't be talking trash to somebody that went to the University of Miami. That was perfect.
Right. He's like he was like Ray Lewis and murdered his ass.
But, go ahead, man. What you got?
So first of all, yes, Cortland Finnegan was saying stuff to Andre the whole day. We actually had Matt Schaub, my favorite Texan, so I'll explain why in a moment, on our podcast, and he said that it was all game long, and this wasn't the only game that he was doing that. He would do this constantly, and there was just a moment where Andre just had enough, and he just flipped. But let me just tell you my Matt Schaub story. So I became a fan in 2009. I'm not from Houston. I'm actually from Connecticut. I live in Florida now. And I became a fan because one of my friends, rep to HR, he actually got me into fantasy football. And Matt Schaub ended up being the quarterback that I drafted. And Matt Schaub had a 4,800-yard season that year, won me my championship my first year, popped my cherry with the champions with Matt Schaub. And
Hey, over here we say manscape.
But the thing is the thing is when you're the quarterback, when you have a quarterback of fantasy, you watch a lot of the games with the quarterback. And so I watched a ton of Texans games and became a fan over the course of that year. I've been a fan ever since. And so Matt Schaub has been my favorite Texan because I would not be a Texans fan without Matt Schaub. It was great to have him on the show. And of course I love J.J. I love Andre Johnson, Arian Foster. But like the whole thing is that I have a personal connection with Matt Schaub, and because that's how I became a Texans fan. Wouldn't be on the podcast with Matt and Crenshaw without him either. So he's my favorite Texan of all time.
And a real quick shout out to Bruce Matthews deserves some love, and so does Blaine Bishop. Blaine Bishop, they all deserve some love from the Lovely Blue area.
I love Bruce. I love Bruce.
I do too, but I'm not a Texas fan or Houston Oilers fan, but I can sit here and tell you my favorite Houston Oiler is Keith Bostic. I don't know if y'all remember him.
Oh yeah,
I know about that name. I know about
Keith Bostic, but my favorite Houston Texan of all time is Nico Collins.
Oh my God!
Really?
He went there. He went there. He went to Michigan. That's why he liked Nico
There
Collins.
you go.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, look. Hey, what's wrong
Goddamn
with Nico
dog.
Collins? What's wrong with Nico Collins?
He's number
I'm
one.
just gonna eat
He's
some
number
popcorn,
one,
okay?
bro.
That's just,
The thing about
Hey,
Nico
man, hey.
Collins, his first 2 years, he had Davis Mills, and he also dealt with some injuries coming into
And
this
Pep
season.
Hamilton. Don't let Pep off the
And
hook,
Pep
bro.
freaking
Yeah.
Hamilton, that
Yeah.
XFL offense. But
Yeah.
the question surrounding Nico Collins was, what are you going to show the Houston Texans this year? Are you going to be a number one, a number two, or just a freaking body? And what he's shown so far is that he is the Houston Texans' number one wide receiver.
Yes.
His
yes.
stats last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers, 168 yards, 2 touchdowns. His second, 130-plus game. The other one was against I believe, the Indianapolis Colts. Nico Collins is the number one wide receiver, and all it took was getting him a quarterback.
That's it. That's
and
it.
a lot of people don't understand too. He's making a lot of yards after hit. His yards after contact.
Bro, he's a 4-4 guy, bro. That's why Shea Patterson loved his ass at Michigan.
We had Lance.
you
We had Lance Zierlein on, and he explained a lot. The Pep Hamilton offense made him go out to the a route and then come back and then go back out. Which for a big guy, that's hard on him, right? He can't make those kind of moves. These are quick, easy slants, quick outs, quick ends. Like this is an offense that's driven for Nico, and like Ruben said, he's proven that he's the number one receiver.
Once he gets going, it's hard to stop him because he's a 6'4" guy, 215 pounds, and like Matt was saying, you're asking this guy to make multiple breaks like he's Tank Dell. Like he's not a small guy, and the bigger, taller that you are, these multiple breaks take a toll on your body, which is potentially part of the reason why he was out for 10 games over the past 2 years. So, again, another shout out to Bobby Slowick for using him properly, for actually being able to see who Nico Collins is. I doubt it. Listen, that jersey over there that's 84, I believed in Nico Collins after he was drafted, and so much so that I got him when that was still his preseason number, because I'm a Michigan fan. I was like, I think that Nico Collins is going to do something special here. And Davis Mills and Pep Hamilton had me doubting Nico Collins to the point where I was like, I don't think this guy has a place here. I am so glad Nico Collins shut me the hell up, because he has proved me wrong, and I couldn't be happier. This dude is the Houston Texans wide receiver number one, and is showing everyone, including myself, anyone that doubted him, that he's taking his rightful position at the WR1 spot.
BT and Ruben probably going to hate me for this comment too. I'm not 100% sold on him, because the best ability is availability.
Yeah.
You have to play more.
Man, you guys are stealing all. You sound like this, man. I gotta have you guys back, bro.
Yards. He almost had 200 yards and 3 tutties. That screen right before the half, man, he almost broke that thing loose. He's coming. AJ Terrell, he's coming.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It wasn't as bad as yours, dog.
Speaking of AJ Terrell,
about popping cherries.
Speaking of AJ Terrell, we need to go ahead and get to the game this Sunday, and I will be in attendance at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium this Sunday, watching the game. So, what do you guys think? What's gonna happen in the game? We're gonna go ahead and let y'all talk first, since y'all the guests, and then we'll give our spiel.
Well, me and Crenshaw were supposed to go to this game, but we were scared that we get lost in the strip club, so we decided not to go. So, have fun at the game. I'll let Ruben and BT kick off what they think should go.
Yeah, just to answer the question down there by Mr. Anthony White, John Menchie, he's doing fine. Was there all throughout training camp. He is slowly coming along. He had one catch for, I believe, 22 yards against the Steelers. But go look at his tape run blocking against the Pittsburgh Steelers. This dude was pancaking them. Shout out to John Menchie. He's going to come back, fully healthy. He's already fully healthy. And, beating cancer, that's crazy.
That's a feat in itself, right?
Crazy. Right. And, shout out to John Menchie, man. F cancer. But I think this is a statement game for the Houston Texans. What you just went through the past 2 weeks with no offensive line, you allowed 0 sacks. Now you are getting potentially your Pro Bowl left tackle Laramie Tunsil back and your right tackle Titus Howard. These guys tweeted each other after the game. Next week against Atlanta is going to be fun. You're talking about the running game now, getting going with Damian Pierce behind the healthy offensive line. The defense for the Houston Texans is also firing on all cylinders. Will Anderson is going to have him a game in the next couple of weeks. He is second behind Micah Parsons and pass rush win rate. I know he only has 1 sack right now, but he's consistently beating his guy, and sacks are just going to come over. I think this is a statement win by the Houston Texans. I'm going to go 28-14.
I'm about to say you bet not. You bet not said.
We did that in Houston, by the way.
Go ahead, BT.
Yeah, so I think that. So the first thing is, I think that you guys actually have a pretty good defense overall. You actually, I think, statistically have a better defense, both passing and rushing. So like Atlanta right now is just slightly better on rush defense, 17th. We're overall, we're 19th overall. But your passing defense is, I'm going to say, elite right now. You're ranked at the 5th overall. We're ranked at 9th. So I'm going to say the negative part here from the Houston Texans side is I can see CJ throwing his first pick in Atlanta, but we're still going to rock you because our offense can overcome. I don't think this is going to be a low scoring game or anything like that. I think that we're going to put up 30 points. Mm-hmm. And I think that you guys are probably going to have about 17. I think part of the reason that you guys haven't been as successful as you should be is play calling. I mean, Bijan Robinson is a god, and you don't use him enough, and then you make Ritter throw, and I think Arthur Smith is going to do that again. I think that if we put up points in the beginning, so if it's 7-zip, he's going to stick to the passing game more than you should, and that's going to put Ritter in a forced passing situation where we could get 2 or 3 picks on him. So I do think that both sides will have a pick. But at the end of the day, I see us basically winning because our offense is just more spectacular. Yeah, you have a guy at running back. You don't use him well. And in all honesty, Ritter ain't it. You need another quarterback. This is not the guy that's going to lead the franchise anywhere.
And to that comment right there by JJ James, F them stats. I promise you it don't mean nothing. All right, let's throw out the stats. No Laramie Tunsil, no Kenyon Green, no Juice Scruggs, no Titus Howard, and I just put up 30 in back-to-back games. And that is also without the help of my running game. Damian Pierce hasn't done anything. His best game was against the Steelers, 81 yards. The offense is coming through C.J. Stroud, and now you're giving him his 2 tackles back. Watch out.
And you forgot to mention that they let J.J. Watt with 0 sacks. Zero. That dude should have had 6 easily against this offensive line on paper. So yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, I do think that we're putting up 30 points. The reason why I say that this may be the first game where CJ throws a pick is because they've got some killers out there in the secondary. We haven't really faced a strong secondary yet, and this is probably the strongest secondary so far. We faced the strongest pass rush with the Steelers. We were supposed to face the strongest offense with the Jags so far, but they were crap against us. So in terms of competition and what we've gone against, this is the best secondary we've gone to so far. So that's why I'm saying that he might throw a pick. But at the end of the day, we still got it because we got the quarterback and you don't. That's really what it comes down to.
Oh yeah! Shout out to my boy Jesse Bates. Y'all got to steal in him, getting him off. Dude, I wanted him, of course, But we fixed our run defense to a point. We're now allowing 300 yards per a game like we did last year. But I think Bijan's going to have a heyday. The dude is he's just too damn good. Y'all got the right pick there. I'm surprised he went there when he did. Like I don't know why anybody else didn't pick him up sooner. But we might be able to get Juice Scruggs too. Still in the air. So we're getting 3 of our starters back. And like we've been saying, we had 4th and 5th stringers. So just imagine when we have our starters. It's gonna be a hell of a game. I'm gonna piggyback off what Ruben says. Yeah, Will Anderson's winning his attacks. He's making plays, but what he's doing too is he's allowing guys like old man Jerry Hughes with his Walker out there getting sacks, and Jonathan Gennard having a huge year already on the contract year. He has 3 sacks already. So uh, I think he's going to continue to do it. Now, you open up the show, talk about baseball. So before I give you my prediction, I'm going to tell you why I'm giving this prediction. I'm a baseball fan by heart, played college baseball, so I am very superstitious. Every time I predict the Texans to win, they lose. And ever since I predicted the Texans to lose, they've been winning. So I'm predicting the Texans to lose 28-17. And I am still gonna wear my still tipping 44 Texan jersey on Sunday.
I don't believe in that witchcraft. I do not believe in that witchcraft.
Hey,
we
we're
don't.
2-0, man. All I gotta say is we're 2-0.
Praise Jesus.
I'm gonna do it until something changes. All right, that's how it rolls.
Hey, we appreciate it. Go ahead, Jude.
Yeah, I heard what you guys said, but now it's time for us to talk our stuff. Look, we've been nice house guests, but now in this game, Desmond Ridder going back home. I don't know if y'all seen our first 2 games, but at home, this Falcons team is a different beast. We're on a 2-game losing streak. I expect the Falcons to win this game, but first I'm gonna give y'all my key to victory of why I think the Falcons will win this game. In this game, I really feel like the Falcons got to play with the lead. I know I said all those glowing things about CJ Stroud, but at the end of the day, he's still a rookie. What do you want to force the rookie to do in this game? You want to force him to be one-dimensional. So the Falcons have to get out to a lead in this game. I've been saying that for the last 2 weeks. You got to get out to a lead. The Falcons play best because we're a run-first team. You talked about Bijan Robinson. We got to get out to a lead. And I want to force CJ Stroud to throw the football.
Please.
So in this game, if I can force him to throw the football, yeah, I see he's been great. He's been great so far this season, but I want to put him under pressure because I really feel like if we can force you guys to be one-dimensional, take Pierce away out of the backfield, make CJ Stroud throw the ball, that crowd noise, the fans get into it, and then we can allow our guys to tee off on them. Y'all guys talked about your offensive line. I know Larry Tunsil, if he comes back, he's one of the better left tackles in the league. I don't know about you guys' offensive line as a whole, but I know that we got some ticked off guys on this defensive line. Grady Jarrett, you guys.
On your mother. He's playing out of his mind right now.
And you got
Calais
the mayor.
Campbell.
Yeah, the mayor.
Yeah, these guys are, the team as a whole is just upset because we done lost 2 in a row, and they're hearing all of the doubters now coming out of the woodwork. So I really feel like you guys are gonna run into a buzzsaw because this Falcons team is now hearing what they're not, and I feel like because this is a home game, for whatever reason, younger players play better at home. Desmond Ridder just seems to he's more comfortable at home. It makes sense. No crowd noise. The fans get into it. And I really feel like in this game, as you said, one of you guys said that he's going to throw an interception in this game. I believe that Jesse Bates is going to get an interception in this game. He did it to the rookie and Bryce Young with 2 picks in that first game. For whatever reason, rookie quarterbacks don't know how to look off that safety, and he's like a ninja back there. For somehow, some way, it seems like Jesse Bates always is in the right place at the right time. So I think it'll be Jesse Bates that'll pick him off this week. But I think the Falcons jump out to a lead, and then I think they kind of force CJ Stroud under pressure. I don't know how much you guys have played from behind in this season, but I feel like if we can get you guys in a crunch where CJ Stroud has to throw the football and make you guys get out of balance, I think in this game we can finally win break this losing streak. And I think it happens this week because we're at home. If this was in Houston, then I would I would feel a little bit differently about it because this team right now is kind of spiraling with our Falcons. But now we're going back home with 2-0, as you talked about superstition. With 2-0, I don't believe that Desmond Ridder has lost the home game yet for our Atlanta Falcons. Yeah. So I don't think it starts this week. I really think he's going to keep that undefeated streak at home, going. So, I could be wrong, but I really think in this game, the Falcons are going to get out to a lead, and I think they're going to force CJ Stroud to beat us. Now, y'all have a scary team because y'all have Tank Dell, who's a guy that I really, really like.
I
But
want him, man.
yeah, Tank Dell is special, and Damian Pierce in the backfield, that guy's special as well. So we'll see what happens. But that's why I think in this game, I think we got to get out to that lead and just allow Calais, Grady, Onyemata, unleash them guys on that rookie, and I think he's gonna be in trouble.
Let me just rebut this just real quick.
Go ahead.
We've been one-dimensional for the first 3 weeks. We've been passing
Exactly.
70% of the time. This isn't anything like force us to pass, please, because our run game isn't strong. So I don't want to run the ball. Pass. Like the thing is, we've been putting the team on CJ Stroud's back for 3 weeks. The 4th week with the Steelers, we only ran 8 for 80 yards, really, with Damian Pierce. That's still nothing. It's not like he had 100 yards over here. And he still only had 3.5 yards per carry. There's no dominant run game with the Texans right now. It's all because of CJ Stroud. Now, the run game is helping, right? So we can use play action. That's what we'll continue to do. But there's no such thing as making this a run-dominant game. The way that we're winning time of possession is with CJ Stroud passing the ball. The reason why we're able to do that is because on third down conversions, we're top 4 in the league. And when you can win on third down conversions, you're going to win the time of possession. If you can win the time of possession, you'll win the game. So that's what I need to rebut you there. But just about Desmond Ridder, honestly, the only time I can see Desmond Ridder being comfortable is when I'm playing him on Madden. Because
his own wide receivers don't like him, bro. He tried to shake Matt Collins' hand. Mike Collins stood up to him. Like, what? And you think that's the guy that's going to lead the Falcons on Sunday? His wide receivers don't even fuck with him.
You better make a trade for Ryan Tannehill.
Whoa. Senator Palpatine has something to say right now. See, I was gonna let it slide and say, y'all just start ripping my team and ripping my quarterback. See, that's not going to happen. You know why? Because Georgia whipped the shit out of the same guy that y'all praising to be Allah and God and Buddha and all of them. Okay. Georgia did that, so give us our respect. Okay, yeah, that too. But we ain't talking about that right now. All right, so but yeah, we did all of that. We did all of that, but I want to say that before we start closing it out, as far as my key to victory, I really believe. I don't think the Falcons will go back to the same. They can't. I don't think they can go to the same. I think they're going to pass the ball a lot, but they have to create movement with the quarterback. If you know anything about Desmond Ridder, yeah, he's not one of those guys that can stand in the pocket and consistently stays in the pocket. When he was at Cincinnati, they use him RPOs, they use his movement, they use his ability. He's one of the highest ranked quarterbacks as far as stats are concerned, rushing the ball. He can move. So this game, if the Atlanta Falcons are moving Desmond Ridder around, allowing him to move out of the pocket, because the first 4 games, for whatever reason, and I understand why he's doing that, but he uses Desmond Ridder ability to move in the pocket way too late in games. But if you look at the second half of both wins, he used his athleticism to move around. That's how we scored the game-winning touchdown. If you look at last week's, he used them, used a lot of RPO concepts in the second half of the game. So if there's movement, I believe we win this game. And I think it's convincing because David Onyemata and Grady Jarrett are freaking eating right now. Those guys are killing it. Like, David Onyemata has been one of the outside of Jesse Bates. Onyemata has been the best free agent acquisition in the NFL. Those guys are absolutely killing it right now. So if there's movement, the Falcons win. If we make him stationary, like you guys said, Desmond is going to play like absolute trash.
And that's the key, right? Because if you go back to D'Amico's days in San Francisco, that's what he struggled against, was a mobile quarterback. Jalen Hurts, even this year, Lamar Jackson, Anthony Richardson, we do struggle with that. So that is probably a key for you guys.
He struggled against us last year, and we played y'all with Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
And let's be honest with this. Desmond Ritter is a way better quarterback than Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Quarterback, yeah.
I mean, really?
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, it's a toss-up. Give me a coin flip on that one. I mean, Desmond Ritter has proven that he has some flashes, but is he a consistent quarterback that can win you games over and over again, even when you're down? I don't know. He hasn't proven really any sort of elite talent in terms of accuracy. I don't know what he has, honestly, but that you can say this is the guy. In my opinion, it's still tryouts for him. He's on double probation. And if he doesn't show up in the next 3-4 weeks, I can see that they plan on moving from him because the last game, honestly, that was terrible performance. I don't know how you can go out there have back-to-back picks and have any faith in your quarterback if he doesn't come out this game and show up.
Wait, please, from the bottom of my heart, okay, just don't do that to Michael.
No, but listen, man, we saw this with Davis Mills, right?
We saw it with Peyton Manning. He threw almost 30 interceptions. Don't do our quarterback like that. Okay, one of my man hard. Okay, I can't take it anymore. Okay, JJ James, I see you in the chat. I love you too, sir. Okay, I know you hate me. I'm Senator Palpatine. I'm the bad guy. Look, I'm John Gotti. I'm all of those. Okay, I'm not a popular guy in this podcast. So just. I can't take any more heartbreak. I can't do it. But I already lost my Matt Ryan. I can't take this pain. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Go ahead and end the showcase style. Let these guys kind of push their social media platform where everybody can, find them and whatnot.
Hey, look, all I'm gonna say is my key to victory is you feed Tyler Algier. Plain and simple.
Thank you. That is not to feed Tyler Algier, and y'all gonna pass the ball a lot. So I'm going to already call it. We're gonna get 3 or 4 sacks this game.
All right. But let's go ahead and close it out. My friends, man, we definitely appreciate y'all joining on, man. Just go ahead and tell the people where they can find you at.
Oh, yeah, I'll go first. Yeah, just type in 713 Houston Sportcast in the search bar. I drop daily Houston Texans content, whether it's Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Just give me a follow. Thank y'all guys so much for having me on. And hope that next week we get to talk again. And, hopefully it's a win for the Texans or a win for the Atlanta Falcons. But regardless, good luck this Sunday, man. And y'all have a blessed rest of y'all week.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, man. A1, day one. What? Go ahead.
I'll go ahead. Yeah. One quick thing. I want to give a shout out to Blackberry Larex saying the best thing was Beyonce coming out of H-Town. Nah, that's Low City Don Zero is the best thing that came out of Houston.
No, it's the Undertaker.
Oh.
No, sir. It's Zero. All right. You better get it right.
Zero. Oh, Zero.
Mo City Don.
I know who Zero is. I know who Zero is.
But you can find me at A1 Day One Texans everywhere. Wednesday nights, you find me and VT on Texans Fan Battle Podcast. We got some great articles on the fanbattlesportsnetwork.com. So check it out, subscribe. And like Ruben said, guys, good luck. And thank you for having us on. It was a pleasure. It was fun. We needed this again.
No problem.
Yeah, this was a really great show. Thank you guys for having us on. I want to say, we're on the Texans Fan Battle podcast. We're on all the audio podcast platforms as well. Just type in Texas Fan Battle. You can find me on Twitter at Brown Chubby Bear. And we also do recaps on Sunday at 6 p.m. Central. So after we most likely whoop some Falcon ass, come over and hang out in our chat and watch our show.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Hey, speaking of Zero, I'm a Trade the Truth fan myself, so I
Oh, bro. All right.
Hey, y'all look up the Mexican OT for me, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got you, man. We got you. So y'all make sure y'all go ahead over on AFN and check out the Lot in this podcast. This was a fun episode. So as we always say, man, make sure you continue to subscribe to the Heavy Hitters Live channel. So we ain't here to play.
Oh, no.
We here to stay.
Oh, yeah. Dig it.
Y'all ain't got to go home.
But you got to get the hell up out of here. Oh, yeah.
Deuces.